Okay, Capricorn. Spirit guides, universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Capricorn's highest good. How is Capricorn feeling in this 3rd and 4th week of July 2025 with regards to one they're thinking about, dealing with or manifesting in? 3 cards for Capricorn, first of all, please. Straight out with the 10 of Swords. Okay, so Swords is pain, anxiety, fear, sadness. There's been a long cycle of pain here, but the good news is we've reached 10, which means it's coming to an end. Okay. Something's been very, very painful indeed. Hi, Super Cobra. Okay, so it does look like a separation on first glance, because we've got the 10 of Swords, so that's the end of a cycle. We've got the Empress reversed. That is Taurus and Libra. Okay, someone who's feeling less than. They don't feel like they're attracting abundance. They don't feel, like they ooze sensuality or attractiveness. They don't feel like they're attracting love or wealth. It's someone who's really feeling down at the moment. We've got the 6 of Wands reversed, which is the opposite of victory and recognition and success. Being noticed, celebrated, it's being ignored, overlooked. King of Swords reverse. Okay, so King of Swords, when it's upright, is someone who is full of integrity, acts of service. They love to help the community. They are a fantastic writer, speaker. They're silver-tongued. Unfortunately, when that sword is wielded in the wrong way, it's someone who either blocks communication or communicates very, very harshly. The High Priestess reverse, so not being able to use our intuition, to follow our instincts, feeling lost, feeling in the dark about everything. 8 of Swords reversed. Okay, so 8 of Swords upright is mental imprisonment, but here we're being released from that sense that we're stuck. So if I read from back to front, it's very, very difficult for someone to see what's really going on. They feel ignored, they feel depressed, they've possibly been using harsh words. An Empress shouldn't be speaking harshly. An Empress should be, soft-spoken, beautiful, calm, serene, attractive, You don't want to go towards someone who's having a massive kick-off. You want to move away from someone when they're like that. So whether they're blocking communication or saying harsh words or a combination of both, it's stay the hell away from me vibes. That's what it's giving. Stay the hell away from me. Unappreciative jerk. Male or female. Right, Ace of Wands reversed with the Seven of Cups and the Ten of Wands reversed. Someone's dropping the burdens. They're like, do you know what? I'm not worried about this anymore. Look at that. The Tower was hiding. We've got a Tower. Okay, so Aries energy. What was existing, so an existing relationship, an existing setup, is crumbling down. It's on fire. It's collapsing. And we get to start with a brand new blank canvas, okay? And we get to think about what it is that we do want going forwards. The Ten of Wands reversed is like, screw that. I am not taking on more of this anymore. I'm not doing it. Okay, so that's actively dropping those burdens when that's reversed. And it's been going on for a long time. Something's been a long slog. Loads of challenges. Loads of stuff going wrong. Loads of drama. And so they don't want to do that again. You don't want to do it again, Capricorn. You definitely don't. You are, you know, taking stock. You're letting the tower fall, and you are seeking out inspiration, okay, to create your future. So let's leave that on the top. Someone's been naughty. Someone's been very, very naughty, okay? So your person, the one that you're either, you know, thinking about or dealing with, they've got the Wheel of Fortune reversed. It could also be someone that you're manifesting in, but let's see. The Wheel of Fortune reversed is when you're stuck in a karmic cycle because you are not taking the red flags, or you are failing to change your behaviour, and you are the red flag, okay? So you will continue to experience drama or bad luck until you change your ways. Whoever this is that's showing up on this side. It's not you, Capricorn, it's the one that you're dealing with or manifesting in. There needs to be equal give and take. Okay, there needs to be 50% from one person and 50% from the other. Equal investments of time, money and energy, okay, on both sides for full cooperation, for balance, for teamwork, for something that's healthy. And we haven't been getting it. Either this is the person that hasn't been giving that to you, or this is someone else that you're manifesting in that hasn't been getting that from another, and they've ignored the red flags and continued with it. Right, there could be arguments when it comes to a soulmate connection. There could be competition, arguments, fighting, physical fights, or, you know, verbal disagreements, or you just can't seem to see eye to eye. And it's either what's fair and what's not fair. And it could be someone that you've been dealing with for many years, with that Six of Cups. Like long-term relationship, long-term living situation, or marriage. Now, you were showing up as the Empress, weren't you? Right, we've got the major arcana for Libra, okay, that the scales of justice are all out of balance. We've got a King of Cups now, King of Cups reversed, so someone's gone cold, nasty, cold-hearted, bitter, not okay. The World card reversed, okay, so when that's upright, it's knowing that better days are coming. You have to take life rough with the smooth. When it's reversed, it's like we haven't completed a cycle here. The Ace of Swords is upright, so there's some sort of breakthrough, major clarity, the truth, a confession, major revelation. that sword cuts through the dark, and what can't be understood, it's like a light bulb coming on, okay? So there is going to be change, but I don't know if it's going to be in the form of like, you know, the relationship ends and you part company instead of staying in it and trying to fight for it. There's being like committed and there's being stoic to a point where it's an actual fault. You know, some things like you need to just let go. Let that tower fall. Kick them out if they're not doing their half. Kick them out if they're making you feel ignored or unattractive or blaming you for everything that's going wrong. That's a toxic person that's projecting their own insecurities onto you. The Death card reversed. You know, we're stuck. We're so stuck. This needs to be upright, okay? We need to be accepting and waving the white flag and going, you know what, I'm going to leave that chapter and I accept walking through those gates into new. And at the moment, we've got that reversed. So let's find out what was going on their side. If this is the one that you've been dealing with, what has been going on with them? Why is the Wheel of Fortune reversed? Why have we got the Six of Cups as the challenge and the Five of Wands? Drowning. You are going under and barely keeping things afloat. Ask for help. Okay, you can't do everything by yourself. It's so unfair when one person is doing all the heavy lifting in a relationship and the other is just running around making chaos and expecting you to constantly do double to make up for their like scattiness, their like selfishness, their chaoticness, whatever that comes from. It isn't functioning. Then we've got sneaky snake, going behind your back, deceitful swindler. So this person actively gives you the runaround and lies. And when I say you, it could be that this is your person, or it could be that we're talking about someone totally different that you're going to meet in the future, but their person messes them about. Okay, so take it how it resonates, but that can be lying, cheating, stealing. It could just be lying about where you are or making excuses to always be out and never home. Undecided, choosing between lovers, competing for affection. So, to be honest, it does lean more in the direction of cheating because we've also got this a bad time and entangled. Unable to free yourself from a sticky situation, taking a step back helps you to see clearly. Bad timing, too little too late, taken, not ready to love again. There could be in a love triangle here. And that's why they're, you know, really not doing their half, because they're so busy running around doing the most and creating lies and, you know, always need to be somewhere else, always late coming back from places, always staying over, you know. You see the signs and you've got to react to that. You've got to, you know, stop looking away from the red flags as if you don't see red or something. Controlling. Power struggles lead to being manipulative. Yeah, someone is very, very manipulative. They're toxic. They're a really good liar. They've got so good at it that their shadow side is like calling for help. Do you know what I mean? It's like they become the devil. As long as they get away with it, they'll be tempted to do it more. Okay, so this is like someone who uses sex as an escape. Okay. It's very toxic individual, toxic behaviours. There are no real secrets in this world. Sometimes the answer isn't yes or no, it's wait. For me, see, if that was separate to all of that, I'd find that more romantic. But for me now, that's just like it's a matter of time till you'll be exposed. Because this isn't just someone that's not in love anymore, it's someone that's got really negative behaviours. And it's putting all the pressure on the other person that's trying to hold it all together. I wonder, Capricorn, if you've got children, if you've got a home, if you're trying to keep it all together, even if you haven't, it's not fair to do that to someone and have someone else just like exploring you or exploring their shadow side and doing all the wrong things that they shouldn't be doing. It seems like it's been going on for a long time, and they're constantly like keeping their options open and like, do you know what I mean when I say it's like a form of distraction or escape? It's like, oh, I just can't decide like which one I'm gonna go for, or who I'm gonna like leave, or who I'm gonna like stay with. That is like running away, and then they start gaslighting you, making you doubt yourself, keeping everything tangled because they're not actually sorting out what's going on within them. And I don't think that that's the case in every situation. I think sometimes people are cheating because they're not in love anymore, but they don't upset their kids. They don't want their kids to like lose hope in love and that love can be forever. And I totally understand that. I do. But this is like someone that's running away from themselves. Look how messy that is. That's running away from yourself, you know? That's someone that needs serious help. When's Capricorn going to meet someone new? Because I think that's what's going to happen here in the future. I don't think you're going to be with this person if this is resonating. Within a couple of weeks for some of you, winter time for some others of you, when you're ready for it, okay? So for some of you, that'll be next year. For some of you, it'll be end of this year. And for others of you, you'll be ready in a couple of weeks to meet someone. So everyone's different, aren't they? Everyone's in different places of like healing. So with tarot, there tends to be a running narrative, but your timeline could be slightly different. So for other people, this tower could already have fallen. For some people, it'll happen next week or in another month or so. So it tends to be that it resonates at different times for people, but it's generally the narrative is like we're all learning the lessons that we're supposed to. They're similar lessons, or they're the same lesson, but they're happening at slightly different wavelengths. Does that make sense? Let's get some new contact cards, because I doubt you've had a good dialogue about this. Oh my god, look at that. I'm addicted to the attention of others. I love feeling wanted and needed. I don't feel whole without it. Do you know what? That does seem like what's going on, doesn't it? I'm watching a program at the moment called Too Much. It's a series on Netflix. You should watch it, because I know a couple of people, and they're guys actually, who constantly need attention from more and more and more women. And it's to do with something quite dark from when they were young. I actually feel a bit depressed about that. So I'm going to leave that energy now, but let's get you some advice, Capricorn, because this is about you. Practice, okay? So practice holding loving space for people who are lost, for people who are foolish, that make bad decisions that end up burning us, okay? Practice holding space for that, and disassociate yourself from it, and forgive yourself for finding yourself in this situation. When you have loving space for people that are just lost souls ultimately running around, you free yourself, you don't hold grudges, you don't hold toxic, cortisol from anger, from bitterness, resentment, you let it go. Lavender, okay? Lavender soothes and supports. You can have lavender in a diffuser, you can use it topically in a cream, and you can... Oh, I love rubbing lavender oil on my ankles. I love that. If it's that time of the month, or you've been on your feet all day in a job, like for men and women, like some jobs you're just on your feet all day, aren't you? And then your ankles are like puffy. Oh my god, like rub that on. I didn't know that, but you can take lavender supplements as well. Okay, better days are coming, guys. They are. Let's get positive affirmations for you. I am surrounded by positive and supportive people. I am a positive influence on those around me. Okay, so you were a person before all of this chaos. That's their ish. It's nothing to do with you, okay? Detach from it, let go. Let it float up away from you like a balloon. And remember who you were and how many people appreciate you and what they appreciate you for. I'm a positive influence on those around me. There'll be far less drama, far less chaos, okay, in like 6 months' time, a year's time. You'll be back to being you again. What is it that people adore about you then, Capricorn? Your humility, okay? So the fact that you are so talented, that you are so beautiful or handsome, the fact that you are so intelligent, so wise, but you don't go around telling everyone that, okay? They just see that you are like quietly you. And it's very captivating and it's very attractive, okay? Your humility is very attractive. People adore that about you. Okay, take care of yourself, Capricorn. If you liked this reading, if you think it would help anyone that you know, please share it. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, share the channel, repost the video. I'm hoping to get to 1,000 followers by the end of the... Let's see if we can do it. And we'll move on to Aquarius. Yeah, that series on Netflix, it's called Too Much, and it's about this young American girl that moves to London. some of it's, some of it's really, really good, and then it gets quite like over. I think there's 10 episodes. It gets more and more complex, and then you realise like everyone's got issues. There's no one that hasn't. It's very like indie and kind of quirky. Oh, if you're sick of like societal norms and expectations as well, and you're feeling jaded by, like the white picket fence scenario, watch watch Your Friends and Neighbours on Apple TV. That's a really, really good, gritty. It's filmed. It looks like a movie, like it's filmed so slick, but um it'll be like therapy, honestly. It'll be like therapy because it just blows up the veil of like what a perfect family life is and how bullshit everything is. It's for people who are 40 plus, I reckon.